Hi, welcome to this brief instructional video for the Men on the Move project hosted by the Waterford Institute of Technology. In this video, we will discuss how to take accurate and reproducible measurements of height, weight and waist circumference. Once you have the correct equipment, measuring height, weight and waist circumference is very straightforward. For the duration of this program, each centre will be provided with a Sika 213 stadiometer for measuring height, a Sika 813 scales for measuring weight, and a measuring tape for measuring waist circumference. Firstly, you will need to assemble your stadiometer. Start by placing the base on the ground. Insert the first section of the ruler into the base and then attach the second section of the ruler. Fit the slider onto the second section. This is the piece you use to determine the person's height. Connect the third and fourth pieces of the ruler together, connect the wall spacer to the top and then complete the ruler. You should double check that all pieces of the ruler are put together in the correct order and that the slider is orientated correctly. The stadiometer should now be placed against the wall. Aside from inserting the batteries, there is no assembly required for the scales. The battery compartment is located on the underside of the scales should you need to replace the batteries during the study. Measurements should be taken in kilograms. There is also a switch on the underside of the scales which allows you to change the units from pounds to kilograms and back again. Height and weight measurements should be taken on a hard, level surface. Carpet is not suitable. If no other option is available, you will need to source a square of plywood or similar wood to place under the scales and the stadiometer to ensure they are on a hard, level surface. In order to get accurate and reproducible results, there are a few simple points to remember. It is essential that shoes are removed for both measurements. Socks are okay. Heavy clothes such as coats, jumpers, hoodies should be removed. Pockets should be empty, so no keys, wallets, phones, loose change, etc. In order to get accurate and reproducible results, there are a few simple points to remember. It is essential that shoes are removed for both measurements. Socks are okay. Heavy clothes such as coats, jumpers, hoodies should be removed. Pockets should be empty, so no keys, wallets, phones, loose change, etc. Ideally, the person should wear light clothing. A tracksuit and t-shirt would be suitable, however shorts and a t-shirt would be best. The person should wear similar clothing each time they weigh in if possible, and finally, weigh-ins should occur at a similar time of day if possible. Now that we have everything set up and we've covered the basic points to remember, we will discuss taking the actual measurements. Height. Once your participant is ready, instruct them to stand on the base unit with their back to the ruler. Ask them to stand up straight and look forward. Their heels should be to the back of the base unit and their bum, shoulder and head should touch the ruler. Check that they are looking forward and that their head is level. If they are looking up or down, your results will be inaccurate. Now that we have everything set up and we've covered the basic points to remember, we will discuss taking the actual measurements. Height. Once your participant is ready, instruct them to stand on the base unit with their back to the ruler. Ask them to stand up straight and look forward. Their heels should be to the back of the base unit and their bum, shoulder and head should touch the ruler. Check that they are looking forward and that their head is level. If they are looking up or down, your results will be inaccurate. Bring the slider down until it touches the top of their head. There is a red box on the slider with two indicator arrows which point to the participant's height. You should identify and record the result in centimetres to 1 decimal place. Weight. If the scales are off, tap them with your foot to power on. Wait for the scales to read 0.0 kilos. Instruct the participant to step onto the scales, placing both feet completely and evenly on the scales. Identify and record their weight in kilograms. It is perfectly normal for weight to fluctuate throughout the day. You are generally at your lightest first thing in the morning after you've gone to the loo and before your breakfast. You are at your heaviest in the evening right after dinner. Between these time points, your weight will fluctuate. Depending on the size of the person, there may be 1 to 2 kilos variation during the day. It is also normal for weight to fluctuate between different scales. However, this fluctuation should be small, no more than a couple of 100 grams. It is likely that participants will request their results in different units, for example weight in either pounds or stone. These conversions can be completed if you remember the following. There are 2.2 pounds in 1 kilogram, there are 14 pounds in 1 stone. For example, if the participant weighs 85 kilograms, we multiply by 2.2 to get 187 pounds. 187 pounds divided by 14 equals 13 stone, with 5 pounds left over, so that 13 stone 5. It's important to remember that 187 divided by 14 on the calculator will give you 13.3. This does not equal 13 stone 3 pounds. For convenience, a cheat sheet will be provided to each test centre with common conversions for height and weight. To measure waist circumference, you just need the measuring tape. Start by standing to one side of the participant and looping the tape around their midsection. Adjust the position of the tape so that it is just below the bottom of the rib cage and just above the hip bone. This is their waist. Make sure the tape is parallel to the floor and that the participant is standing upright and breathing normally. Ensure the tape is positioned correctly and snugly fitted. Then record the reading in centimetres. Measurements can be taken over a shirt or t-shirt, but not over a jumper or a hoodie. That's all for now. If you have any questions, please direct them to the course facilitator. Thanks for your attention.